Hello, am I audible now? Hello. Yeah, good evening. So let's get started today. We're going to learn about Excel today. So there are a lot of functions in Excel like left, right, length, mid, upper, lower, concatenate. So we'll learn every function one by one. So all the important functions today. So let's get started to our classes. Uh, Left returns a first character or characters in a text string based on the number of characters you specify. Okay, so what is a text function? Okay, so let's say there is a text called sales price, and so we want to split only the first four characters. Okay, so let's say if I want to take the left four characters, it is sale, right? From the left side. So S one letter, A one letter, L one letter, E one letter. So totally there are four characters. And if you do is equal to left A to 4, you will get the result as sale here. And for this, if you do for Sweden, right, you will get as SWED. Okay, so this is how you this is how you split the text characters. And as a function says that left returns the leftmost characters from a text value. So the left is a function which is where the left first we have in the function first we have to give the text character. So here we have specify the location of the character A2, uh, which is A2, and the number of characters we have to take from left. Okay, so this is how we frame the function here. So let's see that by an example. See, this is the left function. So let's say I want to take the first four characters from this particular string in the address B2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to define the function first. Uh, left is equal to. So all the functions start with the is equal to sign. So I'm going to print left. Then open braces. Then I'm going to give the location of the character. So it's in B2, right? It's in cell B2, comma. I'm going to tell the number of characters we are going to take from the left. So we're going to take four characters, and that's it. So now you get sale here. So this is how you use the left function. Okay. Uh, so this is a text. Okay. So this is one simple example. So let's say given another example. So we saw Sweden, right? So now if I apply the same function, right, left, so I have to give the location B3, comma 4. So what will I get now if I do left B3, 4? So I will be getting Swede, the first four characters. So if I change it to first five characters, right, I'll get Swede and Swede. Okay, I except the N at the last. Okay, so this is how the function works. All you guys understood? Okay, so let me move on to the next example. So I hope you understand. So Momin, you got it? Momin, Dinesh, Pachamuthu.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. Uh, so next example is right function. So this is also very similar to the left function. Instead of that, uh, instead of taking characters from the left side, we're going to take the characters from the a number of characters from the right side. So in the same example, we'll see how the right works. Okay, so we'll use the right function and we'll give the sale price and is equal to right RIGHT. So the first text we are going to give uh, it's B4, right? B4 comma let's say 5 characters. So now if I do that right, it's going to take all the characters from the right side. Okay. So here from the right there are 5 characters. So E is 1, C is 1, I is 1, R is 1 and P is 1. So price totally there are 5 characters on the right side and we're going to split. So using this function, we are going to take all the characters from the right side as shown in the as seen here. Okay, so this is how the right function also. If you take 5 characters from the right side, it takes all these things. So let's say if I take 7 characters, right? It'll take from E, okay? So if I take 6 characters, it also includes the space also here. You can see there is a space also added here. So space is also a character here. So space will also be included when you do the left or right function or any function you do. Okay, so space is literally space is also a character. So this is another example of the right function. So sale price. So last 5 characters are the first string price. Okay, so returns the rightmost characters from a text value. So there are two things in the right character. Okay, right B. I think we don't have to learn about right B. Let's see. Okay. Uh, so then now, so similar to right function, there is a function called length function. Okay. So it finds the length of a text. Okay. So let's say uh, so we're going to learn about length. Okay. So let's say the length of the character. So let's say length sale price length. Okay. So is equal to len. So returns a number of characters in a text string. Okay. So len. If you say B5, right? It gives you the length of the character. So sale price is totally 10 characters. Okay. So say SALE 4 characters, 1 space 5, and price is 5 characters. There are totally 10 characters. So this is how it calculates the length of the character. So it calculates the number of letters, including the space that is given here. So even if you add space at the last, right, it'll add it. Okay. So what I've done is I've added some spaces, space. Okay. So it includes the space at the last and the initial place also. Okay, so wherever you add spaces, it will be calculated. Okay, so this is how you calculate the length of the string, length of the string here. So if you don't want the characters, we can remove the spaces here. Okay. So delete. So once you delete all these things, you will get the length of the actual word, including the space here. Okay. So length, you guys understood? Okay. So next one mid. Okay, so mid returns a specific number of characters from a text string, starting at the position you specify based on the number of characters you specify. Uh, so mid. So if you see this thing, right, they're saying we are going to specify the starting position and also the end position. Okay, so uh, let's say there is a word called fluid flow, and uh, we want to cut the character from the middle. Okay, so when you say middle, right, it's not only for the middle. Okay, so middle will, the mid function will have the starting and the ending position. So starting position can be the start of the string or the end of the string, or anything or any string in the middle. Okay, so here what we have mentioned is uh, for the string A2, we are going to start from the starting point, from the first character we are starting, and up to 5 characters we are going to take it. Okay, so it starts from F L U I D. So there are totally 5 characters. F L U I D. Okay, fluid flow. In fluid flow, the first 5 characters we are taking. So we are specified from uh, 1 until 5. So the result will be fluid here. So similar to that, here in the second example, we have taken the characters from the 7. Uh, we are given the starting position as 7 and the ending position as 20. Okay, so here we have fluid, we have 6 characters, and there is a space, and then the 7th character is F, right? So we get F here, and we say up to 20 characters. So here we have got only flow here because we don't have any more characters, right? So the remaining characters won't be fetched, or it won't be part of the result because we don't have anything there. So it could be anything from, you can give 20 or 30 or anything. So Excel doesn't matter. Excel doesn't consider those things. So it just returns whatever the string has in it. Okay, so it has only up to FLOW, which is I think 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it's the number of characters available are only up to the 10th position, but still it doesn't throw an error. It returns uh, the remaining available characters in the position mentioned. Okay, so returns 20 characters from string in A2, starting the 7th character, because the number of characters to return 20 is greater than the length of the string. All the characters beginning in the 7th are returned. No empty characters are added to the end. Okay, so there is no empty characters added to the end. Okay, so this is how it works. And here also you can see, right, because the starting position is greater than the length of the string, the empty string is returned. So the starting position we have given us 20, and the end we have given us so the number of characters we are given us 5. Okay, so but the starting position at 20 we don't have anything. So the length of the word fluid flow is only 10. So at 20th position there is nothing. So the string will receive a empty character here. Nothing will be returned here. So this is how the mid function works. So let's see this by an example. Okay. So we're going to learn about mid here, and this example is fluid flow. So if I give is equal to and mid, right? So it returns the characters from the middle of the text string given a starting position and a length. Okay, so it gives the starting position of a letter and the number of characters it's going to fetch. Okay, so let's say if I open a braces, first you have to specify the text. So the text is B6, comma, and we're going to get the starting position. Starting position will give from the starting, comma 1. And we want to fetch 5 characters. Okay, so the fluid. So let's say if you want to fetch the whole thing fluid, fluid has 5 characters in it, FLUID. So there are 5 letters in fluid. And when you specify 5 here, it will return all the 5 characters as fluid. Okay, so let's say if I change it to let's say if I change it to 3, what will be written? It'll return flu only. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this is how the function works. So the first character in this the function, the first character we have to give the actual text which has to be split, and the second parameter to the function is the starting position, and the third parameter is the number of characters, the total number of characters that needs to be cut from the particular string here. Okay. So if I give 3, it will give first from 1 to 3. So let's say if I give for the same function, right? Let's say fluid flow. So if I give mid of 7 and 3, so what will we get? So 7 and 3, what will be the answer? Can someone tell me? So 7 and 3 will return. So FLUID, if FLUID is 4, 5, plus space is 6, and seventh character is F. And from the seventh letter, we are going to take 3 characters. Okay, FLO. So the answer will be FLO. So is equal to mid of 7, 3. Okay. B7. Okay, the answer is FLO. So we are taking 6 characters. So even if let's change the function to fluid flow. Let's change the function to is equal to mid of 7 B8 comma starting position, let's say 7, and we'll take 30 characters from it. So now it will return only flow, right? So we are taking 30 characters, but still it gets only it returns only FLOW. So let's say if I do this, right, mid of fluid flow is equal to mid of B9 comma 7 comma 4, right? So it will also return the same number, same answer. Okay, so see here we are taking 30 characters. So after F we are taking 30 characters. Here after in this thing after 7 we are taking only 4 characters. Since there are only 4 characters available, both the results will be will give the same answer. So let's say if I add fluid flow something, right? Another letter, fluid flow mechanics or something. Okay. So now you will get the return all the characters. So it will return all the characters after 7 up to 30 characters it will return. So this is how the mid functionality works. So any doubts in this mid functionality? Is it clear for you guys? Moment gone, huh? Hello, Tainis. Hello. Hello, Tainis. Are you new to this class? Okay. So yeah. So mid function we have learned it. So now find a proper exercise. Okay.
Brother, I am driving now. I listen only. I have work.
Oh, okay. But you're new to the class, right? Okay, let's talk later then. Okay, bye. Okay. Yeah. So next one. So right, we have learned length also we have learned, mid also we have learned. Okay. So next thing we are going to learn about find function. Okay. The find function always counts each character, whether a single byte or double byte, as one, no matter what the default setting is. Uh, Miriam McGovern. Okay. So some examples. So find M A2. So the find function will uh, return the position of a particular character in a string. So let's say we want to find the position of character M, uh, the capital M. Okay, so the capital M in this uh, in this particular name here. So when we say first when we say a capital M, right, it will always return the when the find function will always return the first occurrence of the character. So if you see in the string, right, you will have two capital M's here. So there is a small m and there are two capital M's here. So if you see the answer here, right, the position of first m in cell 2 is A2 is 1. So it found out the first first m in the particular first m in the particular string here. Okay. So the result will be 1. So the first capital M is in the position 1 in this string in this text here. So yeah. So next example is we are going to find the position of the small m in this particular string here. So the position of small m is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the result will be 6. So Miriam, Miriam. So it will be small letter m will be valuable in the position 6 here. So the next thing is we're going to find the position of second capital M here. So how do we do that? Okay, so here we are passing three. So if you see this function, right, the first two examples, we have only two parameters to the function, capital M and the position of the string. Okay, so here we are passing three characters. So we are passing AM, A2 and 3 here. So so we're going to find capital M, and in a string A2, which is Miriam Mega 1, and in the string we are going to search only from the third character here. Okay, so that means we're going to search for the capital M only after the third character here. So MIR, we are going to ignore MIR, and from there we are going to find the capital M here. So if I do that right, MIRIAM is I think 7 characters. MIRIAM is 6 characters. After that, there is a space which is 7, and we are going to find the capital M at the position 8 here. Okay, so this is how the result is found out when you pass the third parameter from the starting number. So we are going to pass the starting number of the search in the particular string here. So it could be 4, 5 or anything. You will always have the answer based on this result here. Okay. So let me. So let us do an example. So just hold on. I'll be back. Okay, let's see this by an example. So we're going to learn about the function find, right? So find. So the Miriam make govern. Okay. Okay. So Miriam make govern. Okay. The first example, right? We're going to find the is equal to find. The function name is find. We can see the definition here returns the starting position of one string with the another string within another text string. Find is case sensitive. Okay, so let's say find the first. So in the function, right, there are three parameters. So whatever is in the square brackets, right, this one is optional. Okay. So but other two parameters are mandatory. So on for the find function, you will always have to pass the first two functions, and the third one is you can pass or not. You don't have to pass. Okay. For the first example, we'll use the we'll pass only two parameters and see what happens. Okay. So we are going to find the character M here. So we'll find so okay, sorry. So we'll find the character M here, so which will be specified in the double quotes and within text. So within the text which is in B10. Okay, so B10, and the starting number we are not specifying it. So if the starting number is not specified, right, the function will the find function will always search from the first character. So it will always find the M at the first location. So it will find the M at the first location here. So the same example, right? If I do it is equal to find find text em within the text b. Let's see. So find text capital M comma within text B11 comma starting position from 3. Let's say 3. Right, you'll get the answer as 8. Okay, so it found the second M that is available in the string here. So if you see the both examples, right, we the search the string we are searching is M, and the uh, and uh, and the position of the string we are searching is the same text which is M, and it's but the answer differs. Okay, so because the first thing we didn't pass the third parameter, which is a starting number uh, from which the find has to search a string. So we are not passed it, so it always searches from the first character here. Okay, so but in the second example, right, we are giving the starting number as 3. Okay, so since we are given the starting number as 3, in the particular text, right, it will always search from the starting position of from the 3. So it's going to exclude the first 3 characters. Okay, so it is going to exclude M, I, and R. Okay, so it is going to search only in these characters. So in these characters, right, the position of the first M it finds is 8. Okay, so it finds the M in the 8th position here. So hence the result is 8. Okay, so this is the difference. So this is how you use the start number function here. So let's say if I have another M, right, it will always give 8 only. But if I say the character search from exclude all the 8 characters. Okay, so it searches for 9 character, right? Now you'll get a different result. Okay, so because it's going to exclude the first 9 characters here. So which is MIRAM up to, I think it excludes up to MC. Okay, so MI 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it's going to exclude all these characters and it's going to search only these characters and it finds the M and it returns the M. So if I delete this, right, it doesn't give any value here because it doesn't find a uh, M after the character 9 here, right? So that gives us an error because it cannot find the value specified. Okay, so the value specified M is not found after the 9 strings here. So that's why you get the result as error. So yeah, and we saw another example, right? Okay, so small m also we can find, right? So this find function is case sensitive. So that means it's going to differentiate between the two characters. It's going to differentiate between the upper and the lower characters. So uppercase and lower characters. So if I try to find small m, right, it will find it in the string here. So it will be small m is position is found in the character 6 here. So MIRIAM is for M is for the 6th character. So this is how the small m works. Okay, so case sensitiveness works in find functionality. Okay, so let's go to the next example. Proper function. So the proper capital is the first text in a string, and any other letters in that text follow any character other than the letter. Converts all the letters to lowercase characters. So proper. So so whenever let's say um, so let's say there is a set of letters. Okay, so set of words. Okay, in a particular string, and you want to capitalize only the first string, and you want to convert all the remaining letters to a small letter. We can use a proper function here. So let's say in this example, right, you can see this is a title here, and you can see all the in all the set of characters here is small except the word title here. So when you use proper on this, right, it'll so there are 4 the words in this text here. So this is a word, is a word, is a word, and is a word, and title is a separate word here. And in this, when you use a proper function on this particular string or a text, it will it'll change the result to in this way, like this. Okay, so it will change this T as a capital, I as a capital, A is a capital letter, and title T is a capital letter here. So yeah, so this is how it works. So it changes the uh, first letter of a word to capital and the remaining letters to a small letter here. So let's say if I use to a street, right? Way is also a separate, considered as a word. Okay, so two we don't have capital or small, but way is right. Way is in small letter, and street is in small letter. So you can see W is turned to capital letter, and street is turned to S of street is turned to capital letter here. And similarly for the function proper A4, okay, so 76 budget, G is in capital letter, but you can see the G is turned to small letter here since it's not the first letter of a word here. So this is how proper function works. Okay, capitalize the first letter in each word of a text value and converts the remaining letters to a lowercase letter. So yeah, so let's see this by an example. The function name is proper. The text is, this is a title. Okay, so this is a title. Okay, so is equal to proper PROP, proper converts the text to a proper case. First letter in each word to uppercase and all other letters to lowercase. Okay, so proper open braces given the text here. So in this proper function, we are going to pass only one one parameter, which is the actual text that needs to be capitalized or changed. Okay, so the and this text is available in the location B13 B13 here. Okay, so when I do this, now you can see the difference here, right? So this T is capitalized, is I is capitalized, A is capitalized, and T is capitalized, and other ITLE is turned to lowercase letters. So this is one example. And the next one is two-way street, two-way street. So here also when I do the proper function and open braces, actual text location B14, close braces, and you'll see the two characters also capitalized here. And 76 budget, okay. So proper, so 76 BUDGET. So this one, when you apply proper on this text string, you will get B15. So B15, you'll get 76 budget with a small g here. So this is how a word is considered. Okay, so whenever it has an hyphen or something, it is still considered as a word here. So now then the starting of numbers is not a word. Okay. Yeah. So up to this, any doubts you have? So you want me to explain anything else? Okay. Okay, so we have an exercise. So anybody have a computer? Will you be able to do some exercise? Okay, I think you guys won't have a computer, right? So maybe I'll do this example myself and show you guys how to do this. Okay, so there is an exercise, and we're going to learn turn. We are going to uh, we are going to. So there is a set of phone numbers. Okay, and there is a hyphen in between. So hyphen, before hyphen, we have the country code, which is 6591 and 571 and 7. And after that, we are going to find the hyphen position, and we are going to find the country code, length of the characters, and the phone number. Okay, so we're going to split all these things into separate things. Okay, so we're going to split the country code, and we are going to find the length, and we are going to find the phone number of a particular person here. Okay, so let's see that. Let's start doing the example. So exercise. Okay, so phone numbers. Uh, hyphen position, country code, length, and mobile number, phone number. Okay, phone number without country code. Phone number without country code. Okay, so we have all these things. Okay, so phone number 65 double eight. Okay, so some random number. So 91 hyphen. So this is the Indian number. Then we have 571. So this is also a number, and another number something. Okay, so these are the phone numbers we have, and we are going to find the characters. We are going to find everything one by one. Okay, so here, so let's highlight this. Okay, so first we have to find the hyphen position here. So every number here, right, has a hyphen, right? So how do we find that? So is equal to find hyphen in see find text. Find text. First you have to give the find text, which is hyphen. Within text, we have to give B. No, sorry, A2. Okay. Starting number we don't give anything, so we are going to search it from the first letter. Okay, so we'll find hyphen for the first letter. So for the first four number, it is for the first four number, it is available in the third letter. Okay, so 6 is first letter, 5 is second portion, and third portion we have found the hyphen here. So if I just use a fill function to apply the function to subsequent lines, you find in third position. For this number, you find the hyphen in the fourth position, and for this thing, you're finding the hyphen in the second position here. Okay, so this is how you find the hyphen position. Okay, so now we are going to find the country code alone. So how do we find that? Okay, so this is a bit complex if you think about it, right? See, country code, the length of the country code always differs here, right? So one has two characters, one has three characters, and one has one has only one character. So the country code, is whatever is before the hyphen, right? So the length of the hyphen differs, okay? But in this example, right, we have to find out the country code which is available here. How do we find that? So if I do a find, right, if I do left, okay, if I do left text, text is A1, comma number of characters. If I say if I hard code 2 here, okay, let's say if I hard code 2 here, and if I okay, sorry, A2 here, okay, A2, you are getting the answer right here, okay. But if I copy this function to the other things, right, you are getting a different result, right? So you're supposed to get 571 here, but you're not getting you're left with the one here, and you've added hyphen here. So this, which is wrong, right? So how do we find I mean, how do you give the appropriate answers here? So can anyone answer this? Dinesh, Pachamuthu. See, we have, if you see this function, right, the number of characters is always hard coded here, right? So what you can do is you can pass. So we have already found the hyphen position, right? So what you can do is you can always always pass this as a here. Okay, so instead of passing 2 here, I can say B3 here. Okay, so instead of B3, I can say B3 minus 1. See, we are so now if I do this, right? A2. So this is B2 minus 1, okay? So if I do B2 minus 1, if I drag it down, so now you have the results, right? So you guys understand what I've done. See, the first character, we are given the characters here, 4 numbers here. And the second parameter, right, I've given B2 minus 1. So length of B2, right, it is always G. So we have to find the first hyphen here. So if you see this format, right, so there are 2 numbers actually, 65 and the country code and the 4 numbers, which is separated by a hyphen here. So when you find the hyphen position, right, in each character, so hyphen position is always in 3. And if you see a hyphen position here, right, is always if it's 3, the subtraction of 3 minus 1 is 2, which will give you the length of the country code alone, right? So that's how you split the numbers here. So since we already find the hyphen position here in this column. So what we are going to do is we are going to subtract the numbers from this position here. Okay, so B2 minus 1. For the first one, B2 hyphen is in 3. So 3 minus 1 is 2. And it's going to take 2 characters from the left here. So it's going to take 6 and 5 here. To similar that, if you see the second example, right, the country code is 91 and the third character is hyphen. So the position is 3 here. And if I subtract 3 minus 1 here, you will get the length of the country code, which is 91. 9 and 1, we will get 91 here. So here the position is 4, but you have to take only 3 characters because 4 minus 1 is 3, right? So you'll get 5, 7, 1, 3, you'll get the answer here. So in this one also, you will get the answer as 7 because the position of hyphen is 2 and you're subtracting 1 and we get the result as 7 here. So this is how you find the country code. Okay. So now we are going to find so I hope this is clear for you guys. Okay. So is that clear for you guys? Any doubts? Okay, so let's move to the last, the length. Let's find the length now, okay? Is equal to length of A2 and use a fill function. Use a fill function here. If I drag it down, right, you will get the length of all the characters that is present here. So it's finding the length of all the characters. So 65 hyphen 8865, this number is right. It has totally 11 characters. So country code is 2 characters, hyphen is 1 character, and the number is 10 characters, right? 10 or 8 characters, sorry, 8 characters. So we have found the length of all the strings in the first column of the 4 numbers. Okay. So now we have to find the we have to find the country code alone, right? So what we can do? Can someone tell me what function we can use to find the phone number without the country code? See, we have learned a lot of functions here, right? So we have learned left, right, length, mid we have learned, find a proper. So one of these functions we are going to use, right? So which one? Can someone tell me? So we'll use the mid function, right? So we can give the starting position and we can get the remaining characters here, right? So we can use the mid function here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use mid is equal to mid. The text is A2. Starting number, we are going to give us the position of the hyphen, right? I think position of hyphen plus one, right? Let's see. Starting number will get the position of hyphen, which which you already found out in the column B, which is B2, and the number of characters. So we are going to give the length of the string, right? So 11 characters we totally have, right, in the string. So we give the length of the string, which is already found in the column D2. So D2. So now we have had the hyphen also, because we have what we have done is we are giving the B2, right? So instead of B2, right, we're going to give B2 plus 1. So since we have hyphenation in position 3, and since we are starting from 3, we are getting this wrong result, right? So instead of that, we can give B2 plus 1 here. So now you will find the length of the string correctly, right? So now if I do this, right, drag down, I think all the results are correct, right? So 996542784, 64729212, and 9781. So we have correctly split the function using the mid function. Using the mid function, and we have find the length of the we have find the phone number without the country code here. Okay, so we use mid function. Okay, so we use mid function. So similar to that, I think we can use the right function also, right? So let's try to find the same thing using the right function here. So let's do that. Phone number without country code using a right function. To do that, right, what do we need? So we just need the portion of hyphen, right? So from the right, we are going to take some letter. Can we do that actually? So let's say we have the right function here. From the right, we're going to take up to hyphen here. So portion of hyphen is 3. And can we do that? Last 5 characters of the string price. Is equal to right. Text and number of characters. So text is A2, comma, number of characters. Number of characters is length of the character. So length of the character is D, right? In column D. So which is D2 minus portion of hyphen 3, right? If you give this, right, 11 minus 3, right? Sorry. Okay, so instead of this, we can give 11 minus B2, right? So now we get the same result, right? So we use the right function, right? You guys understood what I've done? How did I find this thing? I've used the right function here, right? So what I've done is I've subtracted the number of characters from the total length minus the hyphen position here. Okay, so let's say total length is including 6, 5 something is 11 characters, and the position of hyphen is 3. Okay, so 11 minus 3 will give you the length of the actual phone number here without the country code, right? 11 minus 3 is 8. So from right side, right, if I say 5, 5 is 2 characters, 4-3 is 2 characters, 6-5 is 2 characters. There are totally 8 characters here, which is from the right side. How did we find that? 11 minus 3 here. So it will give you the same result, okay? So similar to that, if there are 9 characters to the right, and if I separate 12 minus 3, it will give you 9, and it will give you the expected result here. So you could use your function however you want, and I mean, so this is how you can find the country code without the with the right function also. Okay. So any doubts in this? What we have done up to this? Okay, I hope you guys are clear, and I'll move on to the next topic, which is the repeated function. Okay. So which is the repeated function? Okay. So repeats text a given number of times. Okay. The formula uses repeat to fill a cell with the number of instances of a text string here. So is equal to repeat star hyphen comma 3. This displays an asterisk and a dash 3 times. Okay. So displays hyphen 10 times. So it will display 10 times. So it's nothing. Let's say if I have a string, right? Okay. So repeat function. So let's say I give him a name, and I want to repeat my name for 5 times. Okay, repeat. So repeat the text is in B16. Okay, B16. I'm going to repeat it 5 times. If I do this right, you will get the you'll get you'll get the text printed 5 times here. So Robert is printed 5 times here. Okay, so you can repeat it even if you want 3 times here. So it'll repeat it 3 times. So that's it. Nothing complex in it. Okay. So yeah, so this is how repeat works. Okay, so it will be useful wherever you think it's useful. Okay. Yeah. So repeat will just repeat the text given a string here, nothing else. Yeah. The trim function. The trim function will trim removes all spaces from text except the single space between words. Okay, so use trim on the text that you receive from another application that may have given irregular spacing. So let's say there is a trim function, and you have spaces in front and back. Okay, and in the middle you have only 2 spaces here. So removes leading and trailing spaces from the text in the formula. First quarter earnings here removes spaces from text. So let's say there is a string with the irregular spacing. Okay, and if you do trim right, is equal to trim, and there is only one text, one parameter to pass, and which is the actual string here, and B17. If you do this right, let's say in the string, right, there is a space. We are given a lot of spaces here, right? If you do this, and if you get the result right, you will always you can see the spaces, right? See, there are leading spaces. There are at the back also we have some spaces here. Okay, all the spaces are cut down. Okay, so the spaces. So you know, right? In a string, in a sentence, the spaces, the number of spaces before and after the string, or the before the sentence is not is not needed, right? So we have removed all the spaces at the front and the at the at the front and the back, okay, which is leading or trailing spaces. So front is really leading, and the back and the space in the back is trailing spaces. So it is going to remove all the unnecessary spaces that is added to the string, okay. So this is how the trims function works. So even if there are spaces in the middle also, right, it will also remove that. So this is also an unnecessary space, right? So between two characters or between two words, you should always give only a single space, okay. So it's going to trim all the unnecessary spaces, and it's going to remove, and it's going to leave the leave only one space between all the characters here. So between string and with, right, there are a lot of empty space. There are a lot of space that is given, okay. So but actually we need only one space, and if you do the trim functionality, it will correct all the irregular spacing that is available in the particular sentence, okay. So yeah, so next thing, there is an upper function, okay, converts text to uppercase. So nothing complex in it, right? If there is a small letter, the word is a small letter, it converts all the lowercase to a uppercase. So upper, okay. So let's say if I give title, right? If I give upper, and you have to give only one parameter to this function, which is the actual string B18, it will B18, okay, B18. So it will convert all the small letters to uppercase, okay. So even if there is an uppercase already, right? You say L is already in uppercase, it will always give the uppercase. So even it will convert all the upper and lowercase letters to uppercase. So this is uppercase, nothing else. Returns all the uppercase in a text cell in A3. Okay, A2. Yeah, nothing complex in it. Okay, so then we have lower, right? So the next thing is lower. So lower function will always converts all the uppercase letters to lowercase letters. Okay. So if I say lower, like all the letters are lower, right, in uppercase letters, is equal to use lower function, lower B19. Okay. So it will convert to lowercase letters. So nothing else, nothing complex in it. So next example, we are going to substitute. Okay. Substitute all the characters, text to old, new, substitute new text for old text in a string. Okay, so use substitute when you want to replace the text in a string. Use replace for when you want to replace any text that occurs in a specific location in a text string. So let's say there is a set of letters. Okay, so we'll use substitute, right? What is the function of substitute? Substitute. So the function name is substitute, and let's say we have to substitute replace. So let's say there's an text with the wrong spelling, okay, and you can see, right, this text wrong is in the wrong doesn't spell correctly, right? It is actually WORNG, right? So you can use the substitute function, okay. So substitute in the text B20, you find B20, you replace all WO you replace all WORNG with the correct spelling here. WRONG, which is the right spelling. And if you do that right, you can see the correct spelling here. So this will be useful whenever you do a lot of functions, okay? So let's say for one spelling, you can do it easily, but let's say if there are, too many spellings in the same word, right? It's hard to correct, right? So you can use this, let's say there are 1,000 letters or 5,000 letters which are spelled wrongly, right? You can do this using this functionality with a simple thing, okay? So you can spell correct or replace anything. You can do this easy substitute method, okay? So here it will replace all the WORNG with WRONG here. So if you see here, right, all the spellings will be corrected properly. Okay. So yeah, so that's it. How do you correct? Okay. How do you substitute a word with another thing? Okay. So then we can concatenate strings here. Okay. So concatenate. What is concatenation? Concatenation is joining two strings. Okay. Concatenate. Okay. So let's say if I want to concatenate two strings here, let's say there are two strings in a separate string. Okay, so there is a name, fellowship of Indian. So India brothers. Okay. So if I want to join all the words in a single character, right? I can use concatenate. Okay. So concatenate. Concat. Okay. The function name is concat, and you can give a series of characters here. Okay. So when there is in this function, right? You see how the function is specified here. It says dot 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 dot, right? Three dots as a second parameter. What does it mean by a second dot 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 in the second parameter, right? So you have to give any number of text like this, okay? So the meaning of this dot dot dot, right? You can give any number of characters after this thing, okay? So there are 4 characters in the string, 4 different functions that can be passed, right? So you can give B1, comma sorry, it's not B1, right? It's B21, B21, comma C21, comma D21, comma E21, and it's going to concatenate all the strings to a single character here. Okay, so it has added Fellowship of Indian Brothers like this. Okay, so you can do one thing. Okay, so you can add spaces in between like this. Okay, so you can add a comma, add a space like this. Control C, Control V. Okay, Control V. So now you will have the appropriate spacing also in between. So what we have done is we have given a lot of strings. Okay, so in it, so in the function, it will always accept any number of strings as you need. So yeah, so instead of this, you can also give concat B2 B21 semicolon E21 also you can give. Okay, so the function spelling is wrong. Concat. Okay. Concat. Okay, so now you get the results here. Okay, so here, but see the difference between these two things, right? You're given the each input we are given it explicitly. So we have mentioned B21, C21, D21. Here we have given a range of characters. So see the difference, right? You can add spaces in this example, but in this example, right, you cannot add spaces, right? So it comes without spaces. So this is how you can use your things. So whichever suits your scenario, you do it. Okay. Okay. So this is how concat function works. Okay. So we have given a lot of examples here. Concat stream population for A2, A3. So yeah, concatenate. Oh, concatenate and concat. Is there a function concatenate? See, in this example, right, they are concatenating data from A2 stream population of blue coat species, all these things they're concatenating. So similar to the example we did, right? So they're giving all the text manually, explicitly they are giving the text, and sometimes they are mentioning the location of the text like A2, and they are using /mile also they have added. So this is how it works. Okay, so concatenate B2, this we already seen it, right? With the they added spaces here. So here they added a comma here. Andrews or Hauser here. See, they have added commas within double braces. And here they have added and for fourth and pine here. Fourth and pine they have added and here. So here also they have added and here. Okay. Join the same on the previous example using ampersand. Okay, so instead of using the concatenate function, right, you can also do this. Okay, so let's say if you want to add B2, B21, you can use and here. You don't have to do anything specifically. Okay, C21 and and uh, and E20 D21 and E21. Okay. So you can use and also you can use, okay, instead of giving concatenate, you can use that thing also. So if I delete this, so you have to give and. So instead of using functions also directly also you can use and symbol to concatenate different things. Okay. So yeah, so that's it on concatenation. So this is also on concatenation. Ampersand we already seen how to use ampersand. This is text function combines things. So homework. Uh, oh, there is a text function also here. The using text function converts a numeric value to a text and combines numbers into strings here. Okay. See, this will be a homework for this class. Okay, so you guys do it. So any doubts up to this, whatever we have learned today?